What are you talking somebody?
I'm talking to the camera, baby.
In the camera?
Yeah, I have friends that will watch this, hopefully.
You don't have friends in there.
I don't have friends in there? They're in the internet, baby.
They're not in there.
Most of my friends are on the internet. There's a t-shirt for you. If no one brings that up, that's what I'm doing. That will be my merch. Most of my friends are on the internet. What's going on, YouTube? I am HotMessNessMua, otherwise known as Vanessa, and today we're going to be doing a Get Ready With Me. We're also going to just kind of dive into where I've been, what's going on, where my brain's at. I have not actually sat down and filmed a video since June 20th, and today is July the 9th. I did put up my eyeshadow single collection video, and the pre-footage was done on June 20th. So we're kind of going to go into some of the whys, and I don't want to say lack of motivation, but kind of what's been going on, and I have to get ready for work. So I figured we'll throw on some makeup along the way and just chat. So if you want to see where your friendly neighborhood hot mess has been, come right on in. So I'm starting with my MAC Prep and Prime primer. I have already put on my sunscreen, all that. I mean, I work inside and rarely see the light of any kind of daylight, but there's still some chance that the sun will touch my face. So I've already done that. And then I also use a little bit of the Urban Decay creamy one. It's called Complexion Primer Optical Illusion. It's thicker. It's don't do that. Ew. And some ASMR. So a little bit of pore filling in the problem areas, you know, the drill with that. And then I'll just carry on with my makeup. I'll leave it all down below, but we're gonna get into the talking portion of this because I don't think I'm gonna be doing anything revolutionary or necessarily diving into anything crazy. I do have some new products to share with you guys. I have a pretty big Jeffree Star Cosmetics haul with some of the new. But that's part of, I guess, my funk. So I've taken like some vacation time from work, and it's not like I let you guys know like, hey, I'm taking a vacation from YouTube and life. I still thought that I would film, but I've had some like personal stuff happen that, and YouTube in general has kind of left me in a funky place. And it's kind of a strange thing. Like, why be so affected by what you consume digitally? But it kind of started for me a little bit. I'm not saying like all of the Jaclyn Hill. I like to take the Maybelline and spot correct pretty much my whole face before I go in with my foundation. I know it's a lot, but this is very, it blends out. So I kind of think it started with the Jaclyn Hill stuff. I found myself getting kind of irritated, and I didn't even buy the damn lipsticks, but by the whole of it, like, because not everybody lives their lives on YouTube. They may follow a little bit, but I was finding myself get more and more frustrated as my subscription feed filled up with the things that people would find inside these lipsticks. It was like, holy cow. And I'm one that if I was, you know, putting on a lipstick and one of my kiddos came over and wanted to put it on, because like I will hand Aslan, my little one, lipsticks all the time. She has her own little collection. So I could see, had I bought something like that, and she'd be like, Mommy, I want lip wicks, and handing it over, and then the poor kid scratching herself with some kind of metal, you know. I found it frustrating as a whole. And then a lot of the conversation ended up like, where did Jaclyn go, and mental health, and, you know, the dark place that people go on YouTube. And I myself have been feeling the dark place, but wouldn't use that as anything with my channel. Like, I just don't understand. I know how you can be affected by outside sources and things in your life that make you pull back. But I couldn't imagine having a brand and then just saying, I'm freaked out, I'm going to delete all of my social media without taking responsibility first. Like, if she had come out and did it, and I'm still irritated that she hasn't done a recall. I really don't care what's in her lipsticks. I don't care if it's mouse hair or dog hair or whatever. But once people came out with the idea of contamination and mixing a little IT Cosmetics CC Cream Light and then the neutral medium, and of course the light doesn't really want to come out. And these tops, you can't really pop them, so might have to mix that with something else. But anyway, my point is, you didn't do a proper recall. And a little bit of the Beauty Balm by Pixie, the shade Nude, is a little bit too light, but if I add just a smidgen, it works out lovely. But if for people that run around claiming that they love their subscribers so much to not face the music, and I realize that people are mean, so mean in comments and whatnot, but my frustration with her is just, as one adult to another, how do you not take the accountability, recall the damn things, and then, because you can't tell me that all these people are exaggerating. Like, really? I mean, metal shards in multiple people's stuff, are they just plugging that in? And how, once anything becomes contaminated, how you can sit there and say, oh, it's still safe to save face. Well, you already look like an idiot at this point. We would respect you so much more if you dealt with everything and then you turned around and took your break. But to do it right in the middle of everything hitting the fan is so like pussyfooted. I don't understand that. And I, for one, am one of those humans, like I'm like a snapping turtle. I'll sit there and be aggressive if I'm mad about something or really want to defend something, and then I will retract away from anything that I think can harm me, especially in personal life, you know? But she's been on YouTube for so long and has dealt with so many other problems with her collabs and whatnot. At this point, I'm just like, how immature are you as a brand owner to not sit there, you know, make a video, say the lipsticks are, of course, not up to the standard, but once something becomes a contamination issue, just pull the damn things. The refund was nice, but pull them so nobody else is using them, and then take your mental break from social media. Because it's important, I think. Because I know that I fall down the social media pipes and fall into some things too. So I definitely understand it, but that was like the beginning of my funky mood. Of course, everything else has to do with real life too, but stuff with YouTube and reasons probably why I haven't filmed, because they're things that I want to talk about because they like linger in my mind for some reason. Like, I'll be in my bed at night and I will think about these things, which have really nothing to do with me, but we share this space. So you just kind of wonder about people and why they do the things that they do. But it also segues into the Makeup Geek video, the Dear Influencers video, where now I'm going to take the GRWM, I'm butchering it. It's lighter, so I'm just going to go in and hit some spots on my face that need a little lighter from where that's darker. And it's also got SPF, and it's just a really nice cushion foundation. So anyway, the thing about the Makeup Geek video, and I did watch the whole thing, and I watched some drama videos around it. But what really got me about it was that Marlena pulled some crap that was straight out of a regular influencer's handbook. Things that people make drama videos for. For example, when she called out Nicole Concilio for a stupid tweet, why couldn't that have been handled privately? Because you realize now that Marlena has now become a hero for speaking out against the atrocities of these bigger influencers. And I am not a super fan of these bigger influencers because I find them, like I said with Jaclyn, less than, they have less than integrity. But her calling out Nicole, you know that now that Marlena is now this person that people are seeing as like the hero, that now she is, they're gonna attack. And people got on James Charles. When Jaclyn Hill snapped back at the girl, I think it was Veronica, and if I can find tweets to put along in this video, I will, but Veronica said, oh, are my lipsticks supposed to do this? And she pretty much said she had dry, crusty lips, and then her stans attacked. And then, people were like, oh, Jaclyn shouldn't have done that. Not only was the girl correct in her assumptions about the lipsticks, but the whole thing was people with large audiences should know better than to call out one person because they know that the stans come for them. And I felt like not very many people saw that with Marlena's video. So people were then coming after Nicole Concilio. And if you look at a past of Nicole, I would watch her sometimes. She is very much, you can tell she's a people pleaser in just her videos alone. It's always cupcakes and rainbows with products. And it wasn't till recently people calling her out for kind of being a kiss up to brands that she's done more true reviews. And I think there are channels out there that would rather just do makeup tutorials than to do true reviews. I feel like Jaclyn was one of them, and Nicole Concilio was kind of that same boat because they didn't want to speak negatively about brands. And I feel like if you're going to be that kind of channel, you kind of have to let people know, like, I'm not reviewing products, I'm just doing makeup, and I'm going to use the makeup that I like. But once you cross over into the line of I am doing product reviews, you got to be the good and the bad, right? But I don't think anybody really thought either here nor there of Nicole. But then once Marlena brought that up, there was all kinds of people coming for her. But it didn't stop there. So this wasn't just about big YouTubers. It was about smaller creators too. People like the Fancy Face. And the Fancy Face has a long-standing relationship with Marlena. And I remember when Marlena was talking about the Fancy Face, I kind of felt that twinge moment where you're on the side of the YouTuber speaking. It was like, oh, well, the Fancy Face had an affiliate link and she could have made money off the products. What is she complaining about? But at the same time, I also realize that when people share what they've been through with a brand, it's their personal journey, what they truly felt in the moment, and we need to learn to be more subjective. So I kind of wanted to check on the Fancy Face after all this fiasco, and I was checking on her page, and she hadn't re-uploaded anything new since her little cooking vlog, and I think she was kind of waiting for the stands to calm down. And I think they did, and she can go back to content as usual. But these people, it'd be kind of the equivalent of, say, Looksy or Davina really blowing up and me continuing to support them, and say my numbers get bigger, say much bigger, but someone like Angie hits the millions, and then I'm kind of off the face of the map. And that's where you have to go, okay, it is business, don't take it personal. But then Marlena takes things personal because she wouldn't have exposed all of those people. Now here's the other thing that was really bothering me, and I was almost going to make a dedicated video to this particular subject. Her other thing that she mentioned was a girl named Melray Siegel, and in the video she said she wasn't going to state the girl's name, but she clearly used the title, so it was very easy to locate who she was talking about, was trying to extort her for $60K. And she made up the assumption that it was because she used $60K in her expose video a year ago. Well, if you had watched any of Melray's videos, you would know that she only made the very first video exposing Makeup Geek because Marlena was sending out texts trying to reach out to micro-influencers. And Mel was trying to let people know, hey, I was the micro-influencer and I got screwed, so be careful. That's all. It's business, be careful. She wasn't mean about it. Some people could state, well, when you do a picture for a brand, they can do whatever they want with it. But that's not always the case. Now, we'd have to actually see whatever their agreement was in writing to truly know this versus that. But I know of influencers, mostly on Instagram, who do amazing swatch video, like photos, okay? And brands send them PR and they put it on their Instagram, and you know what? It makes people buy because their swatches are so beautiful. They use stencils, very artistic, and then they do their own little things on their blogs and stuff. Well, I know personally of a brand that tried to use this woman's Instagram photos on her selling page. That's not legal. That's not okay. If they wanted to purchase them from her, that is okay. Like, hey, your swatch pictures are amazing. Can we use them on our website? And they could have, done something that way. But brands try to cut corners wherever they can. And a lot of times they use the little guys for the work, but the big guys help them sell. And it's kind of that business 101, but it doesn't make it right. So following the whole Makeup Geek and Melray video, I went back and I watched Mel's video on how she didn't ask them for $60K. They came up with a number from their lawyer, and it was, how much sales, it's an approximation, and then it came out to like $20,000 a year. Do you agree? Do you not agree? There was no give us $60K. It was like, can we make an agreement here? Because it sounds to me like miscommunication on both sides. But because Marlena has been placed here within the beauty community all of a sudden, because she's been willing to expose all of the bad, you should have seen the comments in this poor girl's videos. She took away comments on multiples. This is one of my favorite ones. This is On the Cusp from ColourPop. I like to start with this and then I layer on top. But anyway, they came for her. They're like, you dirty, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, that was purposeful. You can't tell me that Marlena didn't feel like that wasn't okay. Well, then I guess the girl was trying to get this information out over a year ago to drama channels. It's no different than, say, you've seen something wrong in the community and contacting various news sources, hoping somebody will pick up the story. And one of the drama channels I actually contacted, and she went back to me and said, this girl's crazy, she's money hungry, I'm done with it. But it's the same people that cover the Marlena video, and their perspective is that she is queen. So one of the same drama channels shared the DMs between him and Mel. And it makes her look money hungry because she was willing to tell him information like, hey, could you keep it on the low, but I'll share this with you so maybe it could get the story out. And sometimes people just want to be vindicated. It's not about getting the money or whatever, you just sometimes want to be told, hey, you know what, you're valuable and you were right, and I need somebody with a bigger platform to help me shed that information. So I thought that was kind of crappy on the person that did that. And the more that I tried to really see multiple sides, and I rewatched this girl's video, and in the in-between, she had another video that she wasn't gonna post because she thought it would just look like she was reaching, and it was literally showing the Stroke of Midnight palette from Makeup Geek that came out in December, and how it was all new shades, and she had an inside scoop from someone that used to work at Makeup Geek, and she literally depotted the whole palette, and a good portion of the shades were renamed. Like, it was the shade Prism, but on the palette it was called something else. And in Marlena's video, she literally stated, these are brand new shades. And the only reason I'm affected is because I almost bought this palette. I wanted this palette. It's in my Depop, Mercari, and Poshmark, where I was looking to repurchase it because it sold out so quickly. And I just happened to miss it. And I love Makeup Geek. And the reason I haven't bought any new Makeup Geek is because there's never anything new. It's like they come out with a palette for the Marstay line, and there were 2 new shades and everything else was a re-promote. But they were honest about that. So I have not bought a palette from them in a long time, and I was thinking about getting the champagne one and the berries, the pinks and purpley kind of shades, which are totally up my alley. I love those kinds of shades, just haven't gotten around to it. Nobody cared. Nobody cared that Makeup Geek had kind of pulled one over, and had I had the extra money at that time, I would have absolutely been one of those people that had bought the palette. Nobody cared. And I saw on Twitter when it was addressed from Marlena, she pretty much said, oh, I think what I meant to say was that some of the shades were new. If you're dissatisfied, contact customer service and we will give you a refund. I don't know, guys, that just sits with me the wrong way, that we have this accountability for certain people, but we don't for others. Now, let me tell you, I don't hold most makeup companies accountable for anything. I still buy Jeffree Star. I am still going to buy Juvia's Place. Why? Because I like the products, they inspire me, and they're fun. But some companies get your business because of emotion. And Makeup Geek has been one of those for me. I started my single eyeshadow journey with Makeup Geek. I've always loved the quality. But let's call a spade a spade. It's all about money. And I feel like what has kind of happened with the beauty community and influencers, it's kind of like if you have a hobby, right? So you start out as somebody that is it called whittling, when you whittle wood? Say you had a friend and he's whittling wood and he's really damn good at whittling wood and he's gotten to the point where he's almost expert at it. Beauty YouTubers. And he only does, turtles and snakes, and you have no want for that, but you want to support your friend. So you purchase some. That makes you like the consumer. You want to support your whittling friend, the beauty YouTuber, and maybe you wouldn't necessarily have bought said product, but they have made said product or collabed for said product, so you reach out and you want to help them. That's where the emotion comes in with all of this, and I understand it, but I hate I'm gonna play emotional over here, but then I'm gonna act real crude and business boss over here. So Marlena comes over here and does the really emotional and all I've done for people, and I get it because my heart is that way too. It's like sometimes when things go wrong, you're like, but I love you so much that I've done this for you. But on the other end, you're willing to take an eyeshadow palette with all of your old shades make something new, repackage it as completely new except one shade insomnia, and sell it to your customers. Now, maybe I have missed the updated version where she's addressed this, I don't know, but it seems like no drama channel, nobody wants to touch it with a 10-foot pole because they know that they're going to be shredded from the stands. And so you've seen people like James Charles abuse his power. You've seen people like Jaclyn Hill abuse their power. And now to me, Marlena is no different. Do I find the information she shared with us interesting? Yes, I do, because I am, in this community, and you're always like, oh, that's how it's made, and that's how this works, and it's intriguing. And some of the drama is mildly entertaining, but sometimes I walk away going, ew, you're all yucky and not kind. I don't know, that was my rant. So part of all of that stuff happening within the community has pulled me back from YouTube. Because I'm like, man, you guys act so ugly. But then we crown certain people prince and princess, and they cannot be touched or be held accountable. Does that mean I dislike Marlena? No, it doesn't. I don't have any ill will toward her, but I don't love what has happened to this girl. I think it sucks. And maybe some of her intentions were about money, but I think it all started from the place that I would be at. I'm a nano influencer. I'm not even a micro influencer, so I've heard. But to be in a place where you're like, I'm calling BS. It's like if I worked with a brand, and I always use the same kind of examples, but say I worked with Luxie or Divina or something like that, and something went really badly, like say I got some new eyeshadows and they had mold in them, or they were just nasty and terrible, and then I tried to tell people about my experience, and then I got thrashed for it, because at that particular junction, you find out that one of those brands had totally helped one of your favorite YouTubers or blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, I hope everyone keeps in mind that this is all business. And when there's business and friendships, it's sad, but it doesn't always mix. It happens all the time, and I think at the end of the day, trust your instinct, but don't always take what anyone says as gospel. It's face value, it's someone's opinion, and just tuck it away. Like, I'm seriously still like, I cannot believe that they redid a whole palette and sold it as new. And I wanted it and was searching for it. Now, I just want one so I can take it apart and be like, I already have these shades. Thank you, Milray. Now I don't have FOMO. Anyway, I'm gonna put on some eyebrows and then we'll come back and do some more. I know that was very ranty. That was very drama channel-esque, but sometimes YouTube makes me feel a certain way, and I feel like I should just not consume it and I should only create for it. But that feels so one-sided because I have so many friends that are creators and I want to be in the loop and know what's going on, but I think that my addictive personality just needs to chill out a little bit on it. So, eyebrows, and I'll be back. So the little monster's awake, and time is against me. My eyebrows are doing their own thing. I usually like one better than the other, and these ones, I kind of look like I'm already thinking, questioning all my life decisions. So where else have things been crazy? Okay, so as far as vacation goes, I was supposed to go to Las Vegas Wednesday, Thursday, so it would have been the 10th and 11th of July. My love is playing in one of the World Series of Poker tournaments from his like monthly poker league. So I said was. Come to find out, I had used my tax return. So I filed an extension for my taxes to be late this year, knowing that I would get a return, and I did them, and we got the number back, and it was like, okay, we're gonna use that to go to Vegas. We booked the rooms on the credit card, and we're gonna stay at Circus Circus. which has a good pool for the kids, and there's some cheap little programs like, I think it's $59, and you get to do, excuse me, you get to do like 3 different events, you know, go to the aquarium, go to this, go to that, right? So that was my plan.
I guess water is necessary.
Well, turns out I owed the IRS some money. And we're not talking from last year. We're not talking from the year before that. 2015, and I guess they also decided I owed them from 2016. So they ended up taking most of the return. Fun fact, they may have contacted me through my old address where my ex still lives. I did not get that mail. It happens, whatever. So I'm bummed. We're not going as a family. He still needs to go because it's now a commitment, you know, for the leave. You have to go. I mean, I'm acting like it's all fine and good, but it was like kind of devastating, honestly, when you find out. Because when the return was taking a while, we're going to be dipping into both of these just for fun, but nothing crazy. I don't have time for crazy right now. So this is the thing. I went onto the IRS, created a page so that way I could see my old returns and whatever, and nowhere on that site that I created my own little space did it say anything. It showed my tax returns from previous years, how much I was supposed to get, yada yada. I'm dipping into Cone as a transition. And so even when I was trying to figure out where the money had gone, there was nowhere on the site did it tell me where. So it's not like something that I could have seen coming or prevented unless I had gotten that mail 2 years ago. I don't know how it wasn't caught before, but it is what it is. But yeah, I was devastated, honestly, because I have not taken a vacation with my entire family. I haven't actually taken a real vacation. I've taken time off work, but I've never like gone anywhere, stayed in a hotel, done things with my family. Now, taking 5 kids anywhere is actually no picnic. I've learned over time that a lot of times it's better if I do them in small doses. Like take a couple to do something that they're interested in, or take a couple to do something they're interested in, because it usually ends up in tears and fighting and whatever. But that's part of life. You still want to experience those kind of things as a family, right? I'm like, it's a pool and we'll swim and we'll get away and it'll be fun for us. I'm sure part of it will suck, but whatever. We're gonna do this. And then to find out, and then to not even know why, it took a lot of phone calls, a lot of persistently pushing 0 on both the IRS website because it was showing nothing, and the phone calls, and also going into like the other fiscal business. I think it's called BFF, ironically, but it's like if you owe somebody else money. I thought, oh, do I owe somebody else money? And they're just coming to get it. But finally, after talking to the right people over time, I figured out what was up, and that was just it. So I'm disappointed. I'm dipping into the pinky bubblegum shade. I'm disappointed and not doing a vacation, and any plans that I had for that money are gone. Now, granted, my good friend here on YouTube, Karen Harris, was like, well, at least you don't have to pay out of pocket. It's all done. I was like, girl, why can't you ever just say sorry? Like, I'm sorry for you. She always has to see the brighter things. When I text her about any of my drama and I'm upset, she's always like, well, it could be worse. Love you, Karen. One of these days, just feel sorry for me, okay? No, she's not going to do that. She'll just be like, buck her up, buttercup. Lift your head and smile because you're breathing. but sometimes you just kind of want to crawl in a hole. Now, in between all of this stuff, I had some major family drama. I don't think I'm going to go into exactly what it is, but the block hand was strong. I hit some points where I realized that some things in life are not worth dealing with, that blood is not always thicker than water, and it doesn't mean I'll cut you out forever, but when I am standing in my living room crying like a crazy person and I can't stop and I'm shaking over people who are not regularly in my life, who leave no positive impact, but because I call them family, I'm like, nah, that's not okay. That's not okay. It's not okay. So all those things kind of happened. It was like I felt this way about YouTube. It's making me feel funky. And then, you know, coming in with the money issue and then throwing in some, not all my family, I'm hitting the shade duck. I mean, I cuss on my channel, but some things are just unnecessary. So yeah, it's been a whirlwind for me, and I'm definitely in some good ways too, because I'm looking at everything. You have to look at some things like, where am I in all of this? Am I constantly having drama with certain people because of elements of my personality? What do I need to change? Now, I am super sensitive, very highly emotional, but I do also tell people things are okay when they're not okay, and then I'll just pull away. So that's one of my major flaws that I have really, really seen come through recently, where I will bottle stuff up, and it was really prevalent with the family stuff, like, hey, this kind of abuse over years, and I will tell people that they're okay, it's in the past, we're all good, and then something happens and it hits me like, you know, I'm an 8-year-old being shipped away to foster care all over again. I'm being very general. I don't think I was 8. I think I was 4 or 5. But nonetheless, it has brought me to the point where I now really feel like I need to get into some like really good therapy. Like, I need to talk about some of the things that have shaped me to be the person I am. What are the good and what are the not so good things? And we're not perfect humans, but what can make me better? What can make me better with my kids? What can make me better with other people? And also how to cut out the things that are really just toxic. I'm gonna grab, am I even gonna touch anything from this palette? So we've used bubblegum, duck, double scoop. I don't think I need anything from the little one. So we're just gonna stick to the big one. I'm gonna grab a little bit of Cherry Wet. That's this one right here. It's like a red pink. So I don't know. Have you guys ever had like a series of events that make you just stand back and go, who am I? What do I want to be? And how do I fix certain things? And that's kind of where I'm at right now. And it has left me almost, I don't want to say debilitated, but it's like been so hard for me to film. Like, I've had my little ring light set up for a couple days, and you get ready to do it, and then it's like, oh, nope, I waited. Nah, I gotta go to work. And that's just kind of where I've been. Kind of messy in my head, but only one day was me a hot mess, standing in my living room crying like a crazy person. I do have some serious FOMO. Miss Angelica Nyqvist, was in LA on Wednesday, and I know that one of our friends was also going to go meet up with her, and I could not get it done. It was kind of like, oh, Wednesday is the day that she had available, and of course, like, hello, she's not here to see me. She's got other things to do, and if we can make it work, we can make it work. But I watched her vlog today, and it made me so sad that I did not get to see her and the other person. I'm just not going to say the other person because I'm sure that will be in one of the vlogs and I don't want to ruin the surprise. But I'm going to grab a little bit of raspberry with a smaller brush to kind of deepen that in, and then I'll probably have to add some more pink to bring back the pink I was trying to get out of this look. Where's my little brush? There you are. There you are. So I have some serious like FOMO about it because meeting Penny was one of the best things that I ever did for like YouTube, because she truly is my friend and I love her. And I don't know Angie like that, but I really, and the other person too, but I really wanted to make that happen, and it just didn't line up. And part of me is sad, but part of me was like, listen, with all this family stuff happening at the same time, my boyfriend also works on Wednesdays. He has a regular 9 to 5. So I would have had to make it like, okay, you're going to work from home. I'm going to bail out on you with these kids. And after the whole IRS thing, your B is broke, super broke, to the point where it's like, how uncomfortable would it be for me to show up and be like, when everyone's like, oh, we're going to go get something to eat, and be like, oh, I'm not hungry. Because who wants to be that person? Like, I did not want to be that person that shows up and like, yeah, I can't do anything. I can window shop, but I can't really get food. You guys want to go get drinks. Who wants to split something? And is McDonald's in your budget? You know, you just don't want to be like that one girl. And maybe I should have just done it just so I could see them. But that's what I was thinking the whole time. Like, girl's super broke. I don't have extra money for really anything. And I don't want to be like that awkward person. And I definitely wouldn't let them be like, oh, well, we'll get something. And, you know, no, ew. I didn't want to do that. But now I look back and go, that was dumb. I should have just gone and been like, hey, I'm not going to eat, but I totally just want to be with you guys. I should have made it happen, and I'm kicking myself for it. Now I'm taking lemon drop, and I'm just putting her on the lids. So, yeah, look at me. Just one big sob story after another. It's like, but I don't want to be that. I'm not sad right now. I'm just navigating. Although I feel like I've spent 90% of my life navigating instead of just living. Like, this is your life, and it's all going to be okay. I question so much. But, yeah, I really feel like, yes, baby.
Are you putting the colors?
Mm-hmm.
Are you putting, is that golden?
Yeah, it's yellow. It's called lemon drop.
I want to see that golden one. What is that golden one?
It's called lemon drop. It's yellow.
I like gold. Is that one golden?
Mm-hmm. Yellow.
And that's pink.
This is all pink, but I'm going to add the yellow to it.
That's pink. Another pink, a blue one. What? You're putting golden on the pink one?
Yeah, I'm trying to blend them together. Am I doing a good job?
Yeah.
Okay.
Talking to somebody.
I'm talking to the camera, baby.
In the camera?
Yeah, I have friends that will watch this, hopefully.
You don't have friends in there.
I don't have friends in there? They're in the internet, baby.
They're not in there.
Most of my friends are on the internet. There's a t-shirt for you. If no one brings that up, that's what I'm doing. That will be my merch. Most of my friends are on the internet. All right, now I'm going to just buff right here ever so slightly. I should deepen it up a little, but there's really no time for that. And we're going to scoop a little. This would be great with some glitter. What do I do for the lash line? Let's take duck. So, now that I've whined about my life, which is actually not a bad life. I don't have a bad life. This is not a clean brush, so duck is actually all kinds of other colors combined. Just know that. I don't have a bad life. I'm not complaining about my life. I'm just letting you guys know what's been going on and why I haven't uploaded as much. I mean, you guys always know anyway that I'm not super consistent, but I've tried really hard to at least always make sure I have 2 to 3 videos a week, and I have not even kept that up. So I need to make some reachable goals, YouTube, life, all that kind of stuff. And once I realize what those are that are attainable, reachable goals. I have Donatella on from Pat McGrath. Got that from Penny. And this is the Jeffree Star Legends Only. I really like this gloss, but it's just a gloss. It's nothing life-changing. It's just a gloss. I like it a lot, but if I can find a comparison and formula to something, I'll definitely let you guys know. I'm just not there right now. Let's make sure I got a decent blend. But I want to make some very logical YouTube-related goals. I want to share them with you guys so you can keep me accountable. And I want to, definitely make some overall changes in my life so I can just be a better human for myself and for others as well. So that's where I've been. That's what's been going on. That's why life has been crazy and there haven't been uploads. So you know that I was feeling sorry for myself that I didn't go and meet up with Angie and the other friend. And, who doesn't have family drama, right? Everybody does. But are you as nuts as I am and just decide to have a mental breakdown and then block everybody? Like, I don't know. Is that healthy or is that crazy? Family's supposed to get a free pass, right? I don't know. So let me know what you guys think of all of my nonsense down below in the comments. As always, they're open for you. Be gentle with me, but you can be honest. Gentle, but honest, okay? Give me a little bit of sugar coating to the pill that I have to swallow, okay? Yeah, love this. I'm happy. Oh, I need highlight. Highlight and blush? We have time for that? We do. There's always time for highlight and blush, stupid. Blush, we're going with the one from Jouer, the pinker one, which is Hot Coral. Oh, it's so glowy, it's so pretty. And I'm going to mix. You saw that I put on the Kathleen Light Sweaty one first, so I'm going to do a little bit of Maleficent and Dr. Facilier from ColourPop. Just push them in, baby. So are you guys doing okay? How are you feeling? Overwhelmed, happy, good things happening for you? I love that for you if that's the case. If it's not the case, know you're not alone. Know that there are other people out there struggling and you're not crazy. It's gonna be okay. That's just what I keep telling myself. It's gonna be okay, and no day like today. Today can be the day that I can change it all and make everything different. I just have to take those steps in the right direction. And you guys can help me, and I can help you. We can do this. Together we can, right? Who knew that I'd turn into some drama inspo channel? Don't worry, guys. I won't start diagnosing you or anything. That's never gonna be my stick. I'm not gonna tell you guys all need to get mental health, because it seems like the internet is just breathing with that right now, right? It's like, oh, this person is a sociopath and this person's bipolar. You know what? We're all a little nuts. And if we weren't, we'd be hella boring. Just making sure we keep it under control. All right, guys, I need to throw a flat iron over this and get on the work clothes. So I hope you enjoyed this Get Ready With Me. I know it was kind of long. I covered a lot of unnecessary information. Know that the Jeffree Star full haul is coming, and that I will be doing some looks with the Jawbreaker and the Mini Breaker. And if you guys want to see more dupe palettes, let me know. Start leaving palettes that you want duped, whether if I don't have the palette, I can go for the overall color scheme, that kind of stuff. I want to go in that direction a little bit. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. You have no idea how much you mean to me. I miss you guys when I don't upload, because I read your comments and I see you there, and you make me feel like I'm I'm someone, I'm important, and that I'm loved. And we all need that. So, know I love you, and I'm so grateful for you, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah. Bye. Forget you can subscribe down here, and for more videos, click over here. Possibly there. There's places to click. Click them all!